Good morning. This is another walk on a frosty morning. I thought this was a good place to actually start it because we are quite near Heathrow. So there's a lot of planes go over. They come over here as they sort of turn to come into land. The one that's just came over, as the engines sort of change as they come in, made a sound like the alarm system on the island on Lost. A real sort of noise. So it's quite amazing when you're walking in the woods, sort of see these planes come over quite low. So they change the runways that the planes come in on at 3 o'clock during the winter, 2 o'clock during the summer. So during summer they come in, well during winter and summer as well, they come in and they turn over my house sort of in the morning, and they do a big curve over, and then you see them sort of flying in a straight line past my work over towards Windsor. I absolutely love seeing the planes, like, particularly A380s if you've seen any of my videos on Facebook or anything like that. Just seen a goldfinch in the tree there. No, can't see it. Really frosty morning here. Again, can't really see in the background because these are all like really warm ferns, but it's white, crispy white where there is frost, which is absolutely beautiful. Again, this is probably a really boring YouTube video, but at least it will be landscape this time and not portrait. That'd be slightly better. This is actually my third video. I've only posted two. Well, this will be the second that I post online. The first one was diabolical, the second one was diabolical. I was trying to show how to make a litter tray for a rabbit, but I filmed it in portrait again, and not only did I film it in portrait, but I kind of propped it up in my shed on a shelf, and what I thought was videoing kind of a bit of my face and a bit of the tray was actually mostly just my midriff, or even just like in the middle of a grey coat, so not that great. So we're just going to come along eventually to the point that I was talking about the other day when my phone ran out of charge. So before I do run out of charge, I'm going to put the phone down, and while we walk to that space, I'll put it back in my pocket. So we're just coming up to the very part where I got cut off the other day. I'm a bit embarrassed. There's some people walking dogs towards me, and I don't really like doing this in public. I just wanted to say, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, we're quite near Sandhurst as well. Oh, there's a little dog eating some horse poo, that's nice. We're quite near Sandhurst as well, so quite often you hear the hear shells in the background, so the sounds of like guns going off. So I'm approaching some more people, so just as I head into the woods in a second, I'm just going to turn this off so I can get off the path where they can see me filming myself and just looking like a complete narcissist. So this is the path through the woods that I was talking about. Oh god, I look good, don't I? I'm completely blinded by the sun. So it doesn't look particularly frosty here. It's not particularly white or anything, so I probably sound like I'm lying when I say how frosty and crispy and white it is. I'm just going to turn the camera around so you can see where they've planted big parts of the wood. And then I don't know if you can hear the plane sounds overhead, but there's a plane coming in at the moment, obviously just making its turn. If I wasn't filming, then I would be on flight radar looking to see which one it is, what sort of plane it is and where it's come from. So this place in summer is just amazing. So there's this little ditch down here, and in summer all the little birds come and they kind of perch on the edges and they hang off this, probably catching insects above the stream. Absolutely glorious, really beautiful. It's just like the sound of bird song. It's quite quiet. It doesn't feel particularly quiet today because I can hear train honking away in the background, planes coming in, and then the guns at Sandhurst as well. So it's actually not that peaceful when you think about it. It's still quite beautiful. Lovely walk. This is one of the two places where I've heard cuckoos in these woods. And I always think next time I hear one, I am going to follow the sound until I actually see it. The last 3 or 4 years I haven't done it. And then I guess this year probably there won't be any cuckoos, no my luck. So I still won't do it. can hear the sound of trickling water here. So there's a little stream. This little stream actually has water in it at this point, I guess. I'm trying to make sure I don't fall in as I get towards it. Oh yes, there we go. Don't know if you can see it trickling over those logs over there. So this is quite unspectacular now, I've actually done it. But yeah, this is a really just beautiful spot in the woods that I wanted to share. There's someone coming towards me now, so I'm going to put this down. So I'm just coming to the last quiet bit of the walk, really. Though I'm calling the walk quiet so far. It hasn't really been that quiet. There's been loads of dog walkers about, loads of dogs, loads of trains, loads of guns, loads of planes. Just wanted to add, we get so many red kites here. So red kites nearly died out in the UK, but they were reintroduced in a couple of areas, and there are so many sort of around the M4 area. So if you're driving from here to the M4 and M40 area, but they've spread down here, so quite often they sort of fly over the house and the garden and stuff. Quite often see them in the woods. I sometimes see buzzards as well. They're meant to just eat carrion, but truth, you wouldn't want to risk a small pet out on its own if you've got red kites about, particularly if they're feeding young. So just as we come up to top of this path, top of the hill, I'm going to sign off for this video altogether. Apologise for this being probably deathly dull. Walking the woods is the only thing I seem to be able to do, because I'm really embarrassed about people seeing me filming. Plus it makes my arms ache because I haven't got any equipment, so I haven't got a selfie stick or anything like that. I was just thinking, actually, it might be a good idea. The first time I've actually thought that. Anyway, end of video. Bye bye, thanks for watching. So finally, there's a really frosty bit. I don't know if you can hear the crunching as I walk. Use my elbow leggings. Really, really crispy. So it is frosty.